What's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's Kales, and we back with another reaction video, you know what I'm saying? Now today we're gonna be reacting to another one of Hood Nature. Forgot his name for a second. Yeah, I was thinking about Hood Vans for some reason. But yeah, this just came up on my feed, so you know, I had to react to something because I thought I was gonna be going today, so I wouldn't really look for something to react to, but then I found out I wasn't gonna be gone, and then I just said fuck it, you know what I'm saying? So this is called Why Moose Get Violated by Killer Whales and Why Octopuses Punch Fish. I think I found out octopus punch fish, they just do it just because they just some bullies, you know what I'm saying? But this I've never heard of in my life. This doesn't even sound right. Like why? You know, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying, before the video starts, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe, post notifications we supposed to be now. We coming. Now I thought about doing gaming, not gonna lie. I don't know. I might do it. Who knows, you know? Cause you know, school's starting back up. You know, everybody some people even started school recently, I think. Sorry to them, you know, but that is what it is. But I'm gonna leave a link in the description if you want to check this out. But other than that, we're gonna get straight into this video. Yeah, and I'm back with the do-rag. We ain't gonna worry about it, you know what I'm saying? My hair just keep curling up. It keep curling. It don't want to stay down, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. But, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get straight into this video, y'all.
This is probably my favorite fact because it never doesn't freak people out. So like I said, moose are better swimmers than your mental health is prepared for. And they'll dive to the bottom of bodies of water to eat underwater plants and vegetation. If this antler tank stuck to lakes, it'd be fine. The problem starts when they swim from island to island or in bays.
Never knew
because that puts them right in the range of the most oppressive force in the entire ocean. Those homicidal ocean oriole are the only natural marine predators of the moose, and since the moose is completely defenseless in the water, it's basically a free kill. But the real problem is that it doesn't happen often enough for the moose to recognize the water as a dangerous place. Moose respond to threats by learning, which is why they'll do the dash if they smell a wolf or a bear, or if they see scavenger birds like ravens. Since orcas don't regularly eat moose, they haven't learned, which ironically makes it easier for moose to get murked by a steroid murder dolphin. I also just want to point out how accurate this is. Orcas don't see humans as a food source, so a killer whale would actually bite you a full-grown moose and then let you live with the memory. But by far the worst part is the only reason moose even swim in inlets or between islands is to find food. That's like finding a shortcut to Stop and Shop and getting clapped by an equality symbol on the way. It's not often, but this does happen. If it makes the moose feel better, this shark eats polar bear and reindeer and nobody talks about it. You know what? You're right, that wasn't fair. I probably should explain. This shark has been known to eat polar bear and reindeer. It's a Greenland shark and it's kind of a well-known weirdo. They can live for 400, 500 years, but they don't hit puberty until 150. They can grow to 21 feet long and weigh over 2,000 pounds. And most of them are blind thanks to a parasite that feeds off their eyeballs. You probably don't care about that. So yeah, the Greenland shark has been found with the remains of seals, polar bears, and reindeer. One shark was even found choking to death on a piece of moose off the coast of Newfoundland. They saved it, by the way. There's even some reports of them allegedly having a human leg in their stomach. But the Greenland shark lives life incredibly slow. The fastest they'll ever go is about 1.5 miles per hour. Which is why this fossil of a shark is usually a scavenger, meaning any polar bear or reindeer they eat was already dead. At the very least, extremely sick or dying, but that's still giving this molasses guppy a lot of credit. Because their secret to living long is doing it painfully slow. In fact, it's believed the only way they eat living prey like seals is by catching them while they're asleep. But Greenland sharks are perfectly harmless. Unless you eat. Greenland shark meat is highly toxic, meaning it's the only time where you die when you bite the shark. Doesn't stop people from trying. But yeah, mummy shark ain't too bad.
Why would you want to eat?
So there might be an actual reason for this. Octopus are one of the smartest things in the ocean. Oftentimes they'll team up with predatory fish to hunt together. And a lot of the time during these two-player hunts, the octopus will Mike Tyson the fish they're supposed to be working with. When an octopus punches a fish during a hunt, the fish can lose its position and even miss out on an opportunity to catch food. Some scientists believe that by sucker punching the fish, the octopus is keeping his partner from cheating him out of his share. There's also a chance that the fish already stole from the octopus in the past, so this is just the octopus's way of keeping him in line. Of course, there's also times where the octopus isn't hunting and just throw hands for no reason. Some species have the intelligence of a 2-year-old, meaning octopus are not only smart enough to get frustrated, they can also do things purely out of spite. Sometimes the generational trauma of being an octopus just makes you want to slapbox a fish. It be like that.
Not sure what this weird looking fish is, but this is why I won't swim in canals.
That might.
You in position yet?
Working on it.
What's taking so long? I thought you knew this place.
Don't rush me.
We don't have time.
My friend is a sheep's head. Now you might be wondering why this fish looks like it should still be pissed about the Euro Cup. It's cause they use those teeth to grind up shellfish, mussels, and clams, and in some places you can hear them munching away. You can find them in Cape Cod in Massachusetts, through Florida,
He
the
got
Gulf
worse
of
teeth
Mexico,
than
all the
some
way down to
motherfucker
Brazil.
crackheads.
Also, they have a bad habit of stealing bait from fishermen. Luckily, they're not super aggressive, and they don't normally bite people unless you literally ask for it. But with a mouthpiece like that, they don't need to touch you to do damage to your mental. Also, the saltwater sheephead is apparently
They
still
just
tasty
get
when
teeth,
cooked, but
my
I wouldn't
nigga,
know
just
because I do
teeth.
not have the strength to try one. Also, they're not
Them
the only fish
motherfuckers
with a
just
dental
placed
plan.
randomly.
This is a triggerfish, and like the sheep said, they look like they only exist because of a drunk dare. But unlike the sheep said, the triggerfish lives up to its name by being highly aggressive and territorial. And the worst of all is the Titan triggerfish, which is mean enough to send you to bed with more stitches than you woke up with.
Damn.
Now hear me out, but he looks just like...
He do like his ass. What the fuck?
So apparently there's
Hey,
some
don't play
people that
with me,
didn't
my
know
nigga.
clams could actually do this. Some clams, like scallops, use jet propulsion and move by flexing the muscles that join their shells. Doing this squirts water out the side, which launches the scallop. Now they usually only do this when something like a starfish tries to eat them, but it takes a massive amount of energy for them to do this, so the scallop moves a
they
couple of
just
feet and basically has to spend the rest of the day
flying.
resting, like all of us during quarantine.
Like the bird, the motherfucking birds on SpongeBob. Where you going, my nigga? Shit, that's cool though. Is he digging through walls?
Yeah, that's a pangolin. I used to think they were related to armadillos and anteaters, but it turns out their closest relatives are in the carnivora group, which means this turtle gerbil is actually closer to grizzlies and hyenas than they are to armadillos. They use those huge claws to break through armadillo mounts, and because of those claws, they often walk on 2 feet, which is why they look a lot like a geriatric that can't find their glasses.
Look at this.
Some, like the Indian pangolin, will curl into a ball whenever they're in danger. Yes, they're real-life sand slugs.
Pesky.
They're also by far the most polite thing I've ever seen. Looks like he's patiently waiting for his mom to get off the phone so he can ask her for $10 for the book fair. Baby pangolins are called pangopups, and they spend the first couple of weeks riding on their mother's back. There's
that's
about
cute,
8
man.
flavors
I
of the
ain't gonna
scale
lie.
puppies. This tree pangolin has a prehensile tail that lets him eat while hanging from a branch. But since we can't have
just-
nice things,
they
they're the second most
equipped.
trafficked mammal in the world behind humans. It's because people either eat them or use their scales to make pee-pee pills or other nonsense like that. Also, they may or may not have had
Pee-pee
something to do with a
pills.
certain virus. On an unrelated note, they have boobs. I don't know
Corona?
why that surprises me, but it does. To end on a wholesome note, here's a pangolin taking a
Don't
mud
play,
bath.
boy.
I actually love this story. So like I said, this pine cone with legs is the second most trafficked mammal in the world, is because people either use it for bushmeat or they use its scales for traditional medicine. To the point where sometimes poachers are caught with legit hundreds of dead pangolins in their freezer. Yeah, they got it bad. Enter the Pangolin Men. They're a group of charity workers that dedicated their lives to saving this animal artichoke. These men from Hawaii
Props
and
to
Zimbabwe
them.
rehabilitate pangolins that were rescued from poachers. They feed them, they walk them, they basically treat them like their
these
children.
people out
And to
here
raise
just murking
awareness,
these
they even had a
animals.
photo shoot with them, and if you haven't seen it before, you're very welcome. The Tiki Highwood Foundation
Yeah,
have
boy.
rescued and taken in hundreds of
Look
pangolins
at
that would have
him.
been slaughtered or boxed up if they hadn't. And as the bodyguard for this endangered animal, they walk this pangolin the same way you'd walk a child to his
Hey,
first
they
day
ain't
of
playing
preschool.
with them photos.
Not only are they saving the lives
I'm
of these
playing
little
with 'em.
Pokemon, they're also raising awareness because the pangolin is by far the most disrespected animal that most people have never heard of before. Also in 2016, it became illegal to trade them internationally. They're still down pretty
Good.
bad, but they're doing way better than they were 20 years ago.
Leave these
If
motherfuckers
you're ever having a
alone,
bad
man.
day, go ahead and Google Pangolin Men photo shoot. If this doesn't make you feel
Hey.
something, go lease a soul because you don't own one. Here's something you might not have seen before. This is a spirit
Albino?
bear. It's not a polar bear, it's actually an American black bear found in British Columbia. They're not albino, but these Caucasian carnivores have a mutation that causes melanin to not be produced. And this mutation is recessive, meaning 2 normal black bears can actually create a white bear as long as each parent has the gene. Which is
2
probably
dogs
awkward
can make a
'cause
light.
there's no mori for bears.
A
I'm trying
white.
to explain that to a papa bear. And unlike almost every other mutation, this mistake actually helps them out because spirit bears can catch more fish. And that's because white fur is way harder to spot underwater than black fur. Just, you know, putting this out there. The same gene that causes black bears to come out cotton causes red hair in humans. Only difference is I'm pretty sure the
Okay.
bears have a soul. Also, it turns out a
That's
lot of
cool.
these bears have preferences towards their own color. White Kermode bears usually go for other whites, and black typically stays with black. And yes, I'm still talking about bears, don't be that guy. I believe this is because the bear cubs imprint on their mother's fur, so they end up seeking out the same color fur their mom was, because you really are your daddy's son.
I mean, if I
These
would
ghost
too.
bears are
I
sacred
don't
to
know.
indigenous
I don't
people
know.
found in British
I
Columbia.
don't know
According
if I
to
would.
some, this snow white bear was made to remind us that the earth was once covered in ice and glaciers. And they're limited edition because it's believed there's about 400 of these vanilla bears left. But if you really want to see one, you could probably find one in the Great Bear
It's cool.
Rainforest in Canada. Just remember to social distance because they may be whitewashed bleach bears, but they will still revenant your ass. Now, what if I told you there's an animal you should fear more than moose? Because as ridiculous as this overgrown swamp donkey is,
That
I
nigga's
personally think
huge.
camels are on another level. There's 2 flavors of this steroid llama. You got the dromedary, which has 1 hump, and the Bactrian, which nature somehow gave 2.
They be
Not
spitting
nearly
like a
enough people
motherfucker
know
on
just
you.
how
I'm sorry
big they
if this
can
is
get.
blinking
The
on
most
your
brolic
screen.
Bactrian can weigh over 2,200 pounds and be 7.5
I don't got a
feet
shirt on.
at the shoulder. If you rear-end a moose, you're probably losing your life, but at least the casket can be opened. Probably don't get an open casket if the cause of death is a
Damn,
camel.
he tall.
One man in India accidentally left his camel tied up outside during a heat wave and he rushed to go untie it. To get revenge, the camel suplexed him and then decapitated him by chewing on his neck until his head and body were divorced. Oh, you don't believe me? Google it. I'm not going anywhere. Because even though camels eat grass
boy, I
and graze,
wouldn't do
nature
that.
gave them a meat eater's mouthpiece as a sick joke. The canine teeth helps them
Like a
crush
zombie.
plants. But it also means if a camel bites you, that's a part of
mouth.
you you're just not getting back. Also, they
That
have
mouth
flesh
is-
teeth. This is what their mouth looks like. Their mouth is covered in
What?
papillae, which helps them force food down their throat. Technically not harmless, but
Like,
this image
Them
isn't.
cactuses.
Also, they can run you down at 40 miles per hour, and I don't think they get enough credit for that. Those sharp toenails that protect them from hot shifting sand can also shatter your ribcage with one kick. Nature gave them every
bet.
possible way to put people on t-shirts and made it everyone else's problem. Also, they can swim
Leave
and they're
these
very good
animals
at it.
alone.
K-ray camels are a type of dromedary that can quite literally pull up on you in the ocean. Moral of this video, whoever designed camels was fresh out of to give. Alright, so moose drop their antlers every year but grow them back in the spring
Okay.
because they use them to flex for females. And at first, the antlers grow inside this soft skin with tiny hairs called velvet. But eventually,
I've
the
seen
moose has a
this.
surge of testosterone
'Cause
where they
deer do
basically
that
become
too.
7-foot frat boys on
Or
spring break.
bucks,
That's when the
whatever.
velvet sheds and the bones of the antlers harden. The velvet stays on the antlers for about 3 to 4 months until the moose rubs up against trees and bushes to remove them. Which is why they look like they bundied somebody. As much of a hate crime as this looks like, it doesn't hurt the moose at all, and it's a lot like snakes shedding their skin. If anything, it's more like an annoying itch. Also, when a bull moose wants to pull a female, they use cologne just like you and me. Except their version involves digging a pit, peeing
Like
into the pit, and then
placenta.
rubbing and splashing a golden pool all over their antlers the R. Kelly way. Clearly they know what they're doing because smelling liquid sunshine causes the female moose to ovulate because nature's just weird like that.
Oof. He bogus as hell putting that commercial at the end. I ain't gonna lie. He a bogus motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. But you know what I'm saying? Hey. I wouldn't fuck with no moose, my nigga. Them niggas is like, what, 7 foot? 8 foot, my nigga? They tall. I be seeing these videos, these niggas, these motherfucking mooses be boxing in the street, my nigga. No, they don't give a fuck about nothing. I wouldn't fuck with them camels either. They be spitting on you and shit. Like them llamas. Llamas do the same thing. That shit is, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga spit, if you spit on me, I'ma spit his ass back. We gonna be, well, I wouldn't do that. Nah, that's stupid. Because they got a lot of spit in their mouth. So that shit is gonna be, yeah, that's pretty stupid. I wouldn't do that. Spit at no llama, because they just gonna be, they gonna outspit you. You know what I'm saying? They get, but you know, I hope you enjoy the video. You know what I'm saying? I want you to like, comment, subscribe, post notifications on We Buzz Weekly. Yeah, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say something about the octopus, but you know what I'm saying? They just be, you know how it is. I'm sorry if this caught your eye. You know what I'm saying? This was like blinging. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if that did. You know what I'm saying? My jacket, I ain't got a shirt on, so I just said fuck it. But you know what I'm saying? Peace, y'all.